And welcome back to episode 131 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm Tupac from Juice.
The villain.
Yeah, king in this bitch. That's how we rocking.
What's going on, Clifford the Conqueror, Jordan Jennings?
I ain't conquering shit, baby. I don't conquer too much of nothing. Listen. I don't conquer too much of shit.
I look, or should I call you the highlight reel himself?
Listen, they call me that. Now that's more like right.
Oh shit!
I don't know who got conquered.
Right?
You feel what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
So we in this bitch. It's been the start of a lovely Saturday. I've enjoyed my day so far.
Been a nice day, beautiful Saturday.
Spent it with a lot of important people, so I appreciate my Saturday.
Absolutely.
As far as sports goes, where you want to start? We might as well.
Well,
let's start with my guy in his locket.
Tyler.
Nah, my guy in his locket, in his Super Bowl winning locket. He didn't even ask for a ring. He said, "Give me the locket, Joe."
Who?
Odell Beckham.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's because it's not true.
Oh.
I'm sure it is, but I'm just alluding to the fact, if not, it's probably here. He say, she say, and I said it, so it came. I guess it's. I don't know. But the nigga wears a locket, is all I'm saying, and it's a Super Bowl winning locket for all y'all that don't know. Before we get into the fact that my guy crashed, didn't you say he crashed Sean McVay's wedding?
He sure did. Yes, he did recently.
It almost seems like publicity, though.
It
right?
was.
I mean, of course, with Odell, right? But not necessarily, because Odell's not... It's not like he just does shit for media's eye.
You don't think so?
Nah, he doesn't. I think he definitely likes to be in it, but I don't think he does it just for media's eye.
Okay.
I think that's just the person that he is, and it just so happens media catches it because they know Odell's gonna give us something.
Right. Well...
But I think it's what did I call it? I've been drinking. We've been drinking today.
Right, we've been drinking today.
So I can't. But it's just seems coincidental, right? Because Cooper Kupp just came out that he wants Odell back for a potential second time run. So if he announced it, then that's almost like your invite to the wedding, right?
Right. He endorsed it.
Right. Like, you want me back? That's all I needed to know. You want me back? Aaron Donald wants me back? That's all I needed to know.
Robert Woods is gone to...
Right. I'm coming to McVay's wedding so I can announce I want to come back. It just all seems so... not gimmicky, but you know what I mean? Like it seems very LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I could see that.
It seems very LA is, I guess, a way to put it.
I could definitely see that. Yeah, it's a fashionable
right
situation, or I don't know what you want to say.
Yeah.
I'm saying dramatic. They live for the storylines. They live for the
right.
The
that's
moment.
what you said. It. That's what it is. It's a storyline. Just that alone, Odell crashes Sean McVay's wedding, and then to know that they're announcing that they want him back, and he's, like, it all makes sense. It would be what you would write out in a script if you were watching a show and was like, I bet I could guess what happens next.
Right. Well, I believe they're still at a stalemate, though. Like, I believe there's not been any contract negotiation talks, no dotted lines, obviously. So I'm not sure what the holdup is.
Because it takes more than that, right? It takes
Mm-hmm.
more than that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Odell wasn't the kind of guy that didn't think he wasn't still worth veteran prime, even though he's been injured.
Right. He wants to get paid, I'm sure. Paid something at least, right?
And at some point, I wonder if Odell could possibly argue it, right? Because the argument is this: you're a vet, you're an exceptional vet. I don't care what nobody says. Odell Beckham is an exceptional veteran. The issue is you can't stay healthy.
Right.
But here we go. Now follow me here. And I'm jumping out the window with this one. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But if Odell can prove to you that he can continue to return from tragic injuries, isn't that worth something as well?
It is, Cliff, but it's kind of like Saquon Barkley. You know, you have potential, but you are injury prone. So even though you keep coming back, you still keep getting knocked down every time too.
Right,
like,
right.
Like Rocky, you know what I mean? So what are we doing? You know, you're going to get up and be able to stand eventually and keep fighting, or are you just going to keep getting knocked down and having to try to...
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the only reason why I say that, because get me right, like that sounds crazy for me to even make that statement. Like, does he get paid for being resilient and coming back from injury? But right. The only reason why I say that is because it almost seems like Odell is going in reverse as far as injury. You know what I mean? Like he's taking less time the older he gets as opposed to more time. You know what I'm saying? He's having just as serious injuries now as he did when he first started with New York.
Let me ask you this though, Cliff. So Odell Beckham is the same age as me. So for everybody out there, Odell Beckham is at least 29 years old, at least. So I guess we need to talk about, Cliff. What is the ceiling? Not the ceiling. What is where do you tap out at approximately for a wide receiver? How many good years does Odell Beckham realistically have?
I don't know that he has any. I think that the answer could be 0. But it's when you have a veteran like that, though, it's worth more than just the receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he makes plays like the one that got them to the Super Bowl in the first place. That 4-yard, the first down play where he caught it and broke the tackles and stretched out to get the extra and then got the touchdown pass. He makes plays like that because he's a veteran and he recognizes what needs to be done in that situation. A regular receiver, while they may get you yards throughout a game, don't necessarily make those game-breaking plays. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm getting at is, even if you have a Hunter Renfrow, who we'll get to with his extension later, but even if you have him, who isn't the fastest out on the field, but he'll get open and he'll make sure he makes the catch. That's all you need at that point. If you have an Odell Beckham willing to accept the role of, definitely I won't drop the ball, and then I may get some yards after, you got a worthy, position on your team that's worth the money.
Right.
The question is, how much does he want?
How much does he want? And again, how long do you sign him for? Like
I would only sign him. I would sign him for a 2-year contingent.
Yeah, I wouldn't do more than 2. I would definitely do 1 to 2, but I definitely wouldn't do more than 2.
That's why I said a contingent, because if you get injured in this first year, that second year is null and void. We don't need that anymore.
Well, why hasn't nobody else went after Odell that we know of, that we heard about? Like, why hasn't other teams reached out saying they want Odell? And the Rams haven't re-signed him. No one's reached out saying they want Odell.
Because he's injury prone. to put it very simply, he's injury prone. He gets injured. When's the last time we can recall Odell making it through an entire season? It is in New York. The question is what year?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Been some time.
And don't get me wrong, he has had bad luck when it comes to injuries. He's taken some pretty bad ones.
Right.
But when's the last time he's played 3/4 of a season? 3/5 of a season?
It's been some time.
So that's why nobody else wants him, because it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? We get a prima donna who may be outgrowing his prima donna attitude or the ability to have it, who can't make it through the season. Now, yes, he's going to make a play. And I don't even like talking about my nigga like this, right? Because you know I'm a fan. But I got to keep it a buck, you know, on the opinion. And the opinion is, I think that you have a lot left, but I don't know how many games you can get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's left in his tank.
He has a lot left. I think he's just fragile. With the fragility, I don't know how long you have to show it.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how long he has to prove himself. I mean, I wish him the best. Hopefully he can get out somewhere and play this season.
I don't doubt that the Rams wouldn't pick him up. I don't see why you wouldn't, right? Because I do feel like I feel like he is the type of player that doesn't need to warm up. You know what I mean? Odell's the kind of guy that could walk out on the field in slides and you could throw him a ball, he's just going, you know, catch it type shit. Right. So I feel like if you had to jump back in, you could jump back in and still be productive.
I think so too.
So I would sign him if I was LA because he showed you what he can do in clutch situations, but I'm not giving you no fucking 10-year or 10 mil deal. We can do I would do a 2-year contingent. 1 year, the 1 year is guaranteed. The second year is only based upon your production.
Right. You gotta show me something.
And I would give him probably a 14 mil on that. Maybe 14 mil with the opportunity of incentives. Maybe no higher than a 16.5. 17.5. That's as high as we go. And that's cut in half because that second year you may not even make it to.
Right. I can see that. I can agree on that. So about 8 to 9 mil a year, roughly. Right.
Well, if you can last, you know what I'm saying? If not, then cut it in half.
So under conditions. Right.
Like how they do Carson Wentz type shit.
Should that become a norm then for certain injury-prone players?
Definitely should be. Definitely, it's because at the end of the day, it's a business, right? And these motherfuckers paid billions or millions of dollars to own the team that they now make billions on. But either way, you feel what I'm saying? They deserve it. They made it happen.
Right.
But what I'm saying is they don't want anybody on the team that can't produce, because at the end of the day it's still a business.
Right.
And if you can't produce at my business, whether that be running a cash register or throwing dots to the best wide receivers in the world, if you can't produce, I don't have a spot for you.
You gotta put up numbers.
Odell Beckham's issue has never been production. It's always been, resilience, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Being able to fight through stuff and...
Right. The ability to endure a full season. He hasn't had that.
Right. Well,
but when he's out there, he produces.
He does.
And in a weird way, in my opinion, LA owes him. They don't get that Super Bowl without him. They don't even make it to the Super Bowl without him, let alone what he actually did in the Super Bowl.
So you feel that Los Angeles owes Odell?
Not owes him, but you know what I mean.
If they should at least look in, give him the option of resigning. They should at least give him the option of resigning.
Right. Even if you only offer him a vet minimum. At least we giving you something. But I haven't really looked into how I haven't looked into how fast and how well he's recovering either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He seems all right. I mean, just looking at his social media.
I mean, they don't tell you shit though.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if he's out there kicking it with Anthony Davis and Devin Booker and partying and this and that, I mean, to me, he can't be probably too hurt.
Nah, I don't think that really gives as much, right? Because, I mean, you can say that, but at the end of the day, walking into a club and bouncing all night is different from running routes against the best defenders in the league.
That's true. It's not the same.
So, yeah, so we don't know. I don't know. I'm not about to be the guy to say that if you can go out and club and party and kick it, then you can do your job. Nah, not when your job is going up against the best in the world, the most elite athletes in the world.
Right.
Nah, I can't say that. I'm not gonna be that guy, but of course you have them, and do they have a point? Maybe. Because if you can go out and, party, maybe you can physical therapy. Maybe you can work that bitch out. Maybe you can try to speed up the process of getting back out on the field.
Right. That's how I know when Gronkowski's starting to get healthy is if he's out there, doing the Jersey Shore fist pump and hitting mood. He must be doing all right.
Well, that's different. That's the opposite, right?
If he's out partying?
Yeah, if he's out partying, he's all right. Odell, like if I'm out partying, I'm hurt.
Well,
that actually brings me to a decent question. Football, I will say, you can injure yourself from overworking a lot easier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not basketball. Like basketball, you can always work on something without necessarily taking impact, or like football is kind of hard to train for without putting your body through something. But I'll say, other than Tom Brady, who's the Kobe? Who would be a Kobe of the NFL? Somebody that's willing to work from 4 a.m. to,
Russell Wilson.
6 p.m. You think?
Yeah. Him and he really embraced the Kobe Bryant mantra, or whatever you want to say, slogan or work ethic. Like I know that Russell Wilson and Sierra they're still good friends with Vanessa Bryant. They were also good friends with Kobe.
Right.
And so I know that when Kobe died, Russell Wilson was doing kind of these, I don't know how to explain them. They were like these highlight videos. They kind of integrated Kobe's philosophies and mindset, if you will.
Oh, no, I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, Russell showed up after Kobe died, and his jersey, his jersey and shit. I think Russell has that Mamba mentality when it comes in the NFL. I think
That's exactly what I was asking for too.
Mm-hmm.
That you just said it right there with the Mamba mentality. Like, we know Tom Brady has it. Like, we know
Right,
that. That's why I excluded him from the list. Who
Right.
else? Who else is it? Even out of these young bucks, they don't strike me as
I don't know, but I like Jalen Hurts' swagger. I'm not trying to be biased, but I do like his leadership. Like, I like his swagger, right? I like how he comes in, and he can really lead a team, and they can really respect him.
I'm not gonna say that he hasn't impressed me,
but I wouldn't say that he's like there yet because it's only his third
right?
season of the league. But I think if he can keep commanding the leadership that he commands and play well in the respect, he could,
Yeah,
really
no,
do
I
it.
think that's fair. I think that all that's fair, and I think that that is a good name to throw in the hat.
So yeah, I mean, you got a couple.
I don't
potential.
know quite if he has the Mamba mentality yet, but
Right.
I
I
feel
mean,
like he's one that could be on his way.
he could be, and I mean, Aaron Rodgers definitely has a killer instinct. I don't know if I compare it to Kobe Bryant. I feel like
Nah,
Aaron Rodgers is more like I don't know. I don't know who you would compare him to. I guess as far as his
damn.
mentality, but
Nah, I know what you mean though. Nah, Aaron Rodgers doesn't qualify.
yeah, I'm not sure who. Maybe he'd be like the LeBron of the league. I don't know. You know what I mean? Where he's going to put up numbers, but what's his
I don't
team?
even know if he gives me LeBron vibes. I think I would give him like a Dirk.
Mm, that's a good one.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki. You hit good shots. He'll pull off a championship every now and again. But you're not ever
He's not clutching the playoffs. I know Aaron
right.
Rodgers. That's his biggest
And I'm not
downfall.
saying Dirk isn't, but yeah, nah, he fits more of a Dirk than a LeBron or a. Yeah, I think if anybody's close to a LeBron, I think Patrick Mahomes is on the way to it.
I could see that.
Even though Patrick Mahomes has a coaching staff that LeBron never had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid is a different coach. That would be like almost like LeBron coming in the league to a Phil Jackson.
I was going to say that. I could see that. I could see that.
But Mahomes, the only reason why I say LeBron is because from a young age he was in there.
Right.
Like, he was in the Super Bowl, in the AFC Finals, all that. Like, back-to-back playoffs since he's been in the league, like LeBron. Like, but he also has Andy Reid.
Right. Genius and a mastermind.
Yeah, I don't really know who it would be, but I would be curious to know who people would think has the Mamba mentality in the NFL.
Right.
Because I can't. Go ahead.
It could be defensively too, like defensive players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I didn't. It's funny you say that because that wasn't even a thought in my head.
Yeah, so I mean, you got a couple different people who have potential to have like that killer instinct, that's gonna be exciting to watch. But
it could be an O lineman.
It could be an O lineman. You're right. Very well could be. Very well could be.
I just really want to find the guy who's working night and day to get better type shit.
Right.
We got quote 305. Oh, that's my guy Q.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said we are looking at an era of incentivized contracts. Would it be too much to offer a veteran minimum with more potential money depending on games played rather than stat achievement for Odell. That's more what I was getting at. Not necessarily stat achievement, but longevity. That's his issue. Odell's going to give you stats if he plays. I'm not questioning the stats, but how many games can you give me?
Right.
I don't need 6 games out of you. And then now the games are 17, or the seasons are 17 games long as opposed to 16. So if you only giving me 6, 7 games, you're not even giving me half a season. I need games played. Yeah, but I mean that's similar to Wentz's contract though, right? It's based on games played.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. But I agree, Q.
Yeah, I mean, so time will tell.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think you are right. And I don't think that I could put a name on it. I do like that you threw out Jalen Hurts as far as like the Mamba mentality in the NFL. I do like how you squeezed in, publicity for your squad. I like that. And I can't argue it.
And he's in Philly where Kobe grew up at, or where he's originally from.
There's no angle I can really argue that.
That's what a real quarterback will do for you, Cliff. Make sure you can't argue too much.
Yeah, man. Carr has a lot to prove this year.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, teammates see Patriots quarterback Mac Jones taking leadership qualities to another level.
I mean, as far as what?
Entering year 2, New England Patriots quarterback Mac Jones is taking a more vocal leadership role teammates are noticing.
Well, I mean, that should have been something that you were doing last year. You know what I'm saying? And
you know how it is for a rookie, though.
Yeah, I definitely understand how, you're timid, you're not ready. But my whole thing is you made the playoffs last year as a rookie. You did pretty damn well in your season, if I say so myself. So It's like, damn, I lost where I was going. Yeah, I really did just lose where I was going. But Mac Jones, I don't know how much more he can do. You know what I'm saying? With the team he has and all that.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a couple pieces that they've been rounding up and moves they made last year. I mean, they did make the playoffs last year.
What couple pieces? They ain't made no moves since they dropped all that money to get all them players.
Well, that's what I meant.
They picked up Nelson Aguilar and all them.
Yeah, that's what I meant the season before when they signed them 2 tight ends. Like, they had made a couple moves that put them in a good position, all right position.
Which is how they made it to the playoffs, but they ain't did nothing to improve their squad since.
Well, Bill Belichick is a mastermind, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and say that he must
a mastermind of defense.
He must know something we don't know.
A mastermind of defense, and your defense couldn't cut it last year. So what did you do to improve?
Well, the key thing to look out for is since Josh McDaniels left and went to your team, the Las Vegas Raiders, that is going to be a big missing piece, offensive coordinator. So that'll be interesting.
And that's what I'm saying. Even with Belichick being a defensive mastermind, what did you do to improve your team? Look at everything that took place in the AFC this past year.
Right.
Now you're stepping up and saying that Mac Jones is taking a more vocal leadership role because you have to say that. But what did you do to improve the team to help him improve y'all's standings? Because right now, all I see the best for y'all is y'all make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all make the playoffs. Y'all get bumped in the first round. If you don't get bumped in the first round, you get bumped in the second. But I don't see a way that Patriots team is standing up to what every other team in the AFC's done.
No, I don't think that they do. I think that they, they probably go like maybe 500 this season or something, break even, or not. Would it be 9-8, or 8-9 maybe? But I don't see
Either
them.
way, I can see either way.
I don't see them doing probably too much better than that, especially in the AFC.
The
Nah.
Dolphins improved. The
Mhm.
Chiefs improved. The Raiders improved. The Chargers improved. The Broncos, every team in the AFC's improved. Meanwhile, the little old Patriots is like, well, Mac Jones is taking a leadership role.
Mm. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck in year 2.
And Brady came back, right?
He did.
That's what makes it even more interesting, because the fact that Brady came back means that the Belichick-Brady war continues.
Right.
In the first year they lost, of course, because Brady won the Super Bowl. But we knew that was going to happen-ish. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he set it up to where he knew, if I can win, I'm playing the Super Bowl here. This is where I could be anyway. Fuck it. Buccaneers make sense. And it lined up perfectly for him to make that happen. I'm not saying it didn't take effort. Tom Brady is the GOAT. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying it was set up strategically on his behalf.
I can't argue with that.
It's almost like can't even think of it. It's almost like Mario, right? When you gotta jump on them islands that move,
and
you gotta time it right. And I feel like the timing was perfect for him to move to the team he thought was on the rise, and then the fact that the Super Bowl is played there as well just added. It was the perfect. He jumped on the block right at that perfect time.
Right.
That's what that was. Uh-oh. Well, yeah, other than Mac, I'm kind of bugged out. I want to bring up the fact that the dude from my squad, Hunter Renfrow, wide receiver for the Raiders, got the 2-year, $32 million extension. And the whole reason why I say am I bugged out, or that I'm bugged out, is you gave up Brian Edwards to the Hawks and then gave Hunter Renfrow that extension. And don't get me wrong, Hunter Renfrow did a lot more for the Raiders than Brian Edwards did, but I also think that's because of opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hunter Renfrow's gotten a lot more opportunity, where I don't think they've used Brian Edwards the way that Brian Edwards would be best utilized.
Right.
And now that he's going to Atlanta, I'm not going to lie and say that doesn't make me nervous. I mean, not too nervous, because they're not in our, division, but still makes me nervous. It's like, damn, like, it's almost like a Khalil Mack situation. Like, you just put a chip on this man's shoulder and didn't give him a chance to reach his ceiling before you let him go.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
And then you turn around and give Hunter Renfrow a 2-year, $32 million. Which, me, myself, as a Raiders fan, I like that. I like that deal. But if I'm looking at it from a Brian Edwards standpoint, that pisses me off even more.
Right.
Like, you just added to this man's wallet after you let me go? I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that's some disrespectful shit.
Definitely. But we also got to see what kind of killer he is. Because if he's a true killer, he comes out there when he sees Vegas and he eats. And he eats. I'm eating every time I see Silver and Black.
Right.
But
yeah, Khalil Mack gonna do his thing. I mean, I'm sure if he stays healthy, obviously.
That's gonna be interesting to see. I don't think he I don't know, he could, but I don't think he still has the same animosity.
He might not. But at the same time, I mean, hey.
I don't think he still has the same animosity.
He very well could.
He could. He could. It could be some gladiator shit and he Russell Crowe and he planned it all along to come back and... But who's the second guy? What's his name? I can't think of his name. We talked about him the other time. Unless they pick up Kaepernick, it's a dude that played for the Patriots that was under Josh Daniels. With the funny name.
He played for the Patriots. That was under Josh Daniels.
Yeah. Quarterback. Never started. Can't think of his name.
On the Patriots?
Now on the Raiders.
Oh, Jason Stidham?
Stidham. And I don't know if you can trust Stidham to be the backup. Like, and I say that because if Khalil Mack still has that animosity and takes it out on our quarterback, who do we have left? Stidham?
Well, that's a good point. Derek Carr's been endorsing for the Raiders to go ahead and sign Colin Kaepernick.
I think they should. And I call him like I see it. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But I do think that Colin still has something about it. And he had years off. That's as fresh as you can be.
Yeah, he has had some years off, huh? Yeah.
He's had at least 3.
Right.
That's as fresh as you can be. And if you're still working within that time, which it sounded like he always had been, you may end up seeing Any Given Sunday, Willie Beeman situation. Either way, I'm here for it. I would like to see Cap in Silver and Black. And if he is in Silver and Black, you can best believe I'm buying the number 7.
I might have to as well if they were to go ahead and sign him.
I'm buying the number 7. I might buy 2 of them. One so I could just keep, maybe hang it up, and the other, I'm wearing it.
Could do that too. Might be worth something.
You hear me?
Never know.
But I think we should.
49ers excuse quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo from mandatory minicamp.
I saw that. Oh, you showed me that.
Yeah.
You showed me that. I ain't look into it. But I told you, the 49ers announced a while ago that they was going with Trey Lance for their starting quarterback next year.
That's gonna be interesting.
And I was trying to tell you when we was up at the spot, that's why I was surprised they didn't try to offload him to like Seattle or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get something out of it, like a pick or a trade or like. I was surprised at that because if you're not going to use him, I mean, it's good to have him as a backup, but why would he want to play?
Right.
I'm a playoff quarterback, and you're sitting me for this rookie. Send me somewhere.
Right.
So yeah. I don't know. Garoppolo, I feel like he's in the same boat with Baker at the moment.
I don't know where Garoppolo would go. I know he could go somewhere, but I don't know where.
I feel like Garoppolo and Baker could both go to about 6 to 7 teams in this league. They may not start, and that's the issue, right? Because they believe they're starters. You may not start at that 6 to 7. Keith said I'm buying one just because it's cap in black. And that's something too. But you know the Raiders is my squad, so that makes it even more lovely for me. That's why I gotta get two.
Right.
I gotta frame one and wear one.
I ain't mad at that. So also Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson now facing 24 lawsuits alleging sexual assault misconduct as of June 6th. Well, this past Monday.
Did you see the meme Deshaun Watson it was like him at the signing to the Browns, and he was holding up his jersey and it said 24 on the back, and on the name it said allegations.
No, I didn't see it. They stupid for that.
Yeah, they playing with my nigga. The internet is undefeated, but they playing with my nigga, man.
It is. The stuff they come up with, man, it's crazy.
I also seen how they said it's such a Browns thing to do to have a franchise quarterback. Talking about Baker Mayfield, which I kind of decline on that. I don't know if he's necessarily franchise, but they said it's such a Browns thing to do to have a franchise quarterback and trade 2 first-round picks and all the picks for a quarterback that may not ever be able to see the field for your team. And Deshaun Watson is what they was talking about.
Right.
And I mean that is the truth though. It is a very that is Brownish, right?
Right.
And that's an epic fuck up. You may have one of the best quarterbacks to ever grace the field and can't even play. And the only reason why I give him that much clout is because his rookie year.
Right.
His rookie year, he was on track to break every fucking record and got hurt. And then ever since then, he hadn't had a bad year. That's what I'm saying. You're a young quarterback and you've only had winning seasons. And then you say, I'm not playing another down for y'all. Then all of a sudden, 23 and 24 allegations come out. Like, it seems fishy. I'm not trying to take nothing away from the situation, but I'm not going to say that it doesn't seem fishy to me. Seems like something funny's going on.
Right.
And I wish the young man the best. I do. And I would like to see him out on the Browns, even though they in our division. Well, not division, but conference. I think I've done it a couple times tonight.
What?
Mixed up my words and said like vice versa, like conference when I meant division and vice versa.
Wait, it's all right. We know what you mean. It happens to the best of us.
I hope so.
Also, Rams restructured Aaron Donald's contract to make him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. The contract, for those who may not know.
You jumped down my throat too.
Why you say that?
That's crazy. I say that all the time. Is you don't believe me until you hear it from somebody else. Because when I said Aaron Donald has the potential of going down as the best defensive player of all time, you wasn't hearing it.
Well, you know how we do.
It's almost. What's that?
Hold on. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It was something on the. Sorry, it was the website playing the ad when I try to pull up his contract.
Nah, but you it's always that way, right? And then you see articles and you hear Les say it, and then
my mom be saying that too.
And it's almost like it's like I'm giving you the information before you get the information, and you still don't believe it.
Well, Cliff, if you haven't learned by now, I gotta hate on you.
Right?
You're my boy. Yeah. You know how we do.
That's the whole. Right.
If you say blue, I say red. You know. That's how we do. You know, I may not even believe. I'll tell the truth. I may not always believe what I'm even saying to you, going against you.
That's entertainment sometimes.
But just to go against the trend or the opinion, you know, I might jump.
Listen, your last name might be, but I'm the king. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? And just listen to what I'm saying.
You acting like hey, Cliff. What Uncle Elroy said? He said, "I'm the king around here."
I'm the king. Oh shit, Rancho Cucamonga in this motherfucker.
Rancho Cucamonga. So his contract guaranteed him $65 million over the next 2 seasons and $95 million through 2024 season.
That would be the next 4. Oh, okay. I see what they saying.
Shout out. I know I say this all the time, but it still blows my mind. I know
you got a 32.5 guaranteed, and then whatever the, you know, whether it be games played or incentives, the opportunity is 95.
Cliff. Now, interesting thing, right?
Right.
So I didn't grow up in Ohio like you did. But the point that I'm making is, think of, let's say, 2 of your biggest high school rivals in football in Columbus, whatever who they may be, right? So it's interesting because I was born in Pittsburgh, for those who may not know, and the area I grew up in was called Penn Hills, which is where Aaron Donald's from. So we're from, like, essentially the same neighborhood in a sense. Right. The reason why I bring this up, Cliff, and I wish my family, some of my dad's side of the family would see this clip or see this take right here, is I have family from a town called McKeesport, and they usually dominated Penn Hills in football. I believe even when Aaron played for Penn Hills and would go against the rivals McKeesport, they would lose. I don't want to say get dominant, maybe they would just lose. Right. They would. My family will always say, Penn Hills niggas is weak. They ain't, because, you know, they would beat them and this and that. Well, who would have known that a nigga from Penn Hills named Aaron Donald
would
go to be the man that he is today with the highest paid non-quarterback contract in NFL history?
It works like that, though.
Man.
It only takes you to believe.
And for everybody out there, Clifford and I grabbed a drink earlier, and I made a joke with him. And I said, man, I'm sitting here hanging with you. I should have stayed in Pittsburgh and try to become friends with Aaron Donald. I'd be at training camp right now.
Nigga, fuck friends with. If I'd have listened to it, half the people I didn't fuck with, I'd have been.
But you know what, though? He took full advantage of his life and his opportunity, so shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't do nothing but shout the nigga out.
You can tell he takes his craft serious, just the way he's built, just the way, like, his whole look.
See, he was on an interview and they was asking him questions, and the dude was like, have you ever had like a reporter or anybody that hated on you? You know what I mean? That put like a chip on your shoulder that made you want to work even harder. And he was like, yeah, I can't think of like anybody specifically, but yeah, that's happened all my life. And he said, well, I got one for you right now. And he said, and he read it, and he said, Aaron Donald, how could you be a football player with a pussy ass name like Aaron? Bust. And Aaron was like, who the fuck said that? And the host was like, that was me. I said that. Oh shit, I watched that shit about 3 times. That shit had me dying.
Aaron Donald's, he's funny. He ain't
do that. He just laughed and threw the pillow at him from the couch, but the whole situation, I'm not giving it no justice, you know what I'm saying? But the whole little short was funny as fuck. If you can find it, I think I seen it on YouTube.
On YouTube, okay.
Like I said, I need to start. I'm jipping the 5 fans we got, because the whole point of us being around as long as we have is innovation, and we haven't innovated in a while. You know what I mean?
We need to.
Yeah. So when I catch these things, I need to be, like I said, saving them to a notepad in my phone or a Word document and putting them in the chat or the description so motherfuckers can follow along. You know what I'm saying? Almost like I'm sorry, for lack of a better example, like a funeral pamphlet. You know how it tells you how you going along with the show?
Right.
And that way these motherfuckers can look at articles that we're referencing as we're speaking about them.
Oh, okay.
You feel what I'm saying? If it's in the comments, but I'm not gonna lie, I've been lazy.
Man, that's been a whole lot of life happening.
Yeah, this ain't the only shit that motherfuckers got going on, and that's not an excuse by no means, because if you gonna do it, you do it.
Right.
You know, I don't believe in like we said, I don't believe in 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If you gonna do it, you do it. And I haven't been doing it, but I will get better. That's a fact.
Right. We just ain't, like you said, like Nike. We just do it. That's all
we got to.
That's all we gotta do.
But beyond all that, wait, yeah, what else you got?
I was gonna say Nick Sirianni. Noticing
Sirianni.
Yeah, Sirianni. I like that better, actually.
Right.
Nick Sirianni. That might be what I'm gonna start calling him now. For Philadelphia, the Eagles' first-year head coach. Right? No, I'm sorry. This is his second year.
Right.
In Philly, I'm sorry. He's noticing a big difference in Jalen Hurts ahead of Eagles quarterback's third season. I guess he's just looking good in off-season workouts is what it basically says, which, I mean, you know.
That's why nigga, man, he's stupid. I don't even know what he said. He said, and keep it nasty, LOL. I don't know.
You on that drink.
Oh, right. On what topic that was on or what we was talking about, but I fucks.
Deebo Samuel attends 49ers mandatory minicamp after trade request, skipping OTAs.
So, okay, let's stop. Let's pause on that. It was a lot of players. I don't want to say it. There has been a lot of players that have skipped OTAs in the past 3 years. And I think that the trend started when COVID hit.
Right.
Because everything kind of got a little voluntary. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that people didn't skip OTAs in the past. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying for it to be as open and as free as people have been doing it. Now it's to the point where, like, before, if somebody were to skip OTAs, you could assume that they had an issue with their contract. Now motherfuckers are skipping OTAs just because they feel like it.
Right.
And that's weird to me. Like, that's where the whole question of who in the NFL has that Mamba mentality, because now motherfuckers just are skipping OTAs. Like, the whole Lamar Jackson situation is weird to me. Like, he's not going to any of the team shits right now. I mean, you are above it, but I'm also somebody that doesn't believe you're ever above it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if I'm team captain, that means I have to be there every day. Even when the third and fourth team is practicing, I gotta be there too to watch y'all work.
Right.
To fix how y'all are running shit.
Right.
But you don't see that now, and it's like, what's the issue if it's not your money? And that's why I say the Lamar Jackson situation is weird, because he wants an extension, he wants some more money, but he's also not concerned with the money because he's waiting until he wins the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows if I win the Super Bowl, contract crazy. But you also don't know that you will win it. but you're also not attending OTAs.
Right.
And if you're satisfied with the current money you got, why ain't you showing up? It's all weird. Like, the whole situation is weird to me. I don't, like, that's something I can't wrap my head around. I was looking into it, but I never put it on the list of topics for tonight because I just can't. There has to be something I'm missing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I usually don't like to talk if I don't know somewhat of what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In this, I just don't understand. Like, I can't wrap my head around the whole situation. The team is like, huh, you want money? Huh, you can have it. And he like, nah, I don't want it. Well, are you going to show up to practice? Nah, I ain't showing up to practice. What can we do to fix the situation? You know what I'm saying? I can tell you what they can do. Stop running that motherfucker so much.
Right.
That's one. That's number one.
Yeah, you got to quit burning out Debo like that.
No, I'm talking about Lamar.
Oh, Lamar. Oh,
yeah.
Well, him too. I mean, yeah, you running these guys out.
But Debo, you can break Debo. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even. I'm like you know, we talk about him all the time. I love Debo Samuels, but you could break him and replace him. You can't break and replace the Lamar Jackson. Debo, there's people that'll fall in line and be like, yeah, I'll catch and run the ball. What do you need me to do? But as far as the Lamar Jackson goes, you can't just replace that. Who would you replace it with?
Right.
Right now, the closest person would be Tyler Huntley. Unless one of these rookies go off and we see something that we ain't seen before, you can't replace it. So my whole thing is, if that player is irreplaceable, then why work him to that extent?
Right.
Why not protect him? I just don't get it. Like, if he wants to run on his own, that's fine. But you shouldn't be designing plays for him to run. This isn't college.
Right.
Options don't work here.
Gotta switch it up. Chicago Bears lose OTA practice session after violating CBA's live contact rules. The Bears were docked Tuesday's OTA session for violating live contact rules at a practice last month. The NFL and NFLPA monitor offseason workouts to ensure non-contact practices remain as such. Any thoughts on that?
If the Bears weren't so shitty, I would think the NFL was fucking them.
Right.
Because that's dumb as fuck.
I knew that was going to be your reaction.
It is dumb as fuck. And I get, like, not having contact in practice. Because we all remember non-contact practices. And every now and then you get hit. Especially, like, as a running back. I played running back. So every now and then somebody will hit you.
Form tackle, you know.
Right. Yeah. And that's not a big deal. Oh, well. You feel what I'm saying? Keep it moving. Like, if nobody was hurt in the situation, if it wasn't like a grimy move, it's almost like when we play flag. A motherfucker get tackled, but it's like, no, well, you know, like that's a part of the game. That's weird. It's just weird that you would then have to suspend him for that. Like, unless he was, like, targeting that man, like, with no pads on, that's different. But all that shit is weird to me. I feel like that's politics of the game. That's why I said if they weren't so shitty, I would think they were fucking the Bears.
Right.
That's that shit I don't like.
Yeah. So, also, Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf not present for mandatory minicamp. I believe, obviously, due to contract negotiations.
Mm-hmm.
I know DK will come back when
Oh
he.
no, yeah, he said he don't plan on leaving, but I think he should.
Right.
And it's
I think
not like the Hawks are awful. The Seahawks aren't awful, but right now you got an option between Drew Lock and Geno Smith.
Right.
Those are your options.
Right.
For somebody like you, DK, you're not in the beginning end of you're in the back half of your career.
Right.
I don't care how good the team is if the quarterback can't get you the ball. And I'm not saying either one of them are awful, but they're not. I give them both. They're both C plus quarterbacks in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't say they're up there. Now, here's one of the big questions as the NFL kind of has been going around. It says, "State of the 2022 Philadelphia Eagles. Can Jalen Hurts make the most of the upgraded roster from this current offseason?" What you think?
I honestly don't think. I feel like that's just. I feel like that's publicity reach. Because I don't think he has the most on his shoulders. I think Derek Carr has the most on his shoulders. I think if Derek Carr fumbles this season, people make him out to, oh, you are who we thought you were.
Well, not the most on his shoulders. Like, can he benefit from the upgrade, the team upgrade this offseason is the question.
Okay. The way that it seemed like.
Yeah, can Jalen Hurts benefit this offseason from the recent team upgrades?
I think so. I think so. You know, I like to hate on you, and I like to hate on your squad.
You know how we do.
Right, but I think this is a dangerous Eagles team. I think this Eagles team is dangerous for any, like, in any division, in any conference, in the AFC or the NFC. I think this Eagles team is tough. I think the only issue that you're lacking, or the holes that you're lacking, is across the middle. You lack a good safety and you lack a good linebacker.
Right. Right.
But if y'all had that, I think that y'all are a Super Bowl contending team. Maybe not winning, but contending. So I don't know. I don't know if I agree or disagree. I don't know how that question was positioned. I forgot.
Time will tell. I'm hoping for the best, obviously, as an Eagles fan.
No, I think this is gonna be the most exciting year for y'all since Wentz's rookie year.
Yeah, I could agree.
I do.
Aaron Rodgers was stated this Tuesday that he is definitely finishing playing career with the Packers.
Why would you? I mean, like, why would you leave? It doesn't make sense to at this point, but
right.
I mean, I don't know. We had that conversation a while ago about the core that they put around him, and I don't know if it's a step up, but it's more options.
Right.
That's what I will say. I think that he has an opportunity to put up a lot more yards than he did last year, because we know how they was doing Devontae Adams.
Mm-hmm.
And if you shut him down, there's not really much else they got.
Right. I agree. Niners offensive tackle Trent Williams on Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald. I wish he would have retired. Division rivals.
I mean, I'm sure.
Najee Harris says Steelers aiming to lessen his workload in year 2. He was quoted, "I am taking time off." Any thoughts on Najee and the Steelers? Real quick,
That's interesting.
He led all running backs in snaps and offensive touches as a rookie. He played 929 snaps in the regular season. But that's supposed to be shrinking in 2022.
How many yards did he finish the season with?
Let me look.
I mean, some people just don't got it in them. Some people burn out.
He had 307 attempts for 1,200 rushing yards, average 3.9 a carry, 7 touchdowns. That was not bad for a rookie. Averaging almost 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, nah, that ain't bad at all.
1,200 rushing yards. I mean, that is, but I mean, they don't really have no wide receivers. I mean, they have Chase Claypool. You know, what else are they supposed to do? And they're known to, but the Steelers have always been known to what is it called, ground and pound or whatever they want.
Yeah, they've been moving away from it though.
They have, but that might be part of their problem. You know what I mean? Could be part of their problem. Y'all need a great back.
As far as Najee though, I just think that comes down to burnout.
I could agree.
Being overworked.
I could agree. So Las Vegas Raiders tight end Darren Waller focused on football, not contract, in first year under Josh McDaniels. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no thoughts at all. I think that's all he should be focused on.
And we already kind of touched on it, but Baker Mayfield excused from Browns' mandatory minicamp next week.
That's an interesting situation. I don't really even want to speak on it because I don't know too much. You know what I'm saying?
A mutual decision between him and the team.
No.
Matt LaFleur not worried about Alan Lazard missing Packers minicamp, wanting long-term deal. Browns head coach Steven Stefanski had commented on Deshaun Watson's allegations. He said, "We'll be respectful of the legal proceedings," which I think that's just a generic, as we all know. It's kind of what you got.
All right, that's all you can say. That's you can't speak on shit like that.
Now, did you hear about the fire that defensive coordinator for Washington Commanders Jack Del Rio's been under lately?
Oh yeah, I have. I've heard some of it. I've seen some of it.
I don't know the full story, but looking here at the article on NFL.com, it says Commanders defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio defends comparing Floyd protests to Capitol riots. I guess that was obviously looked down upon.
Yeah, I seen the video.
Yeah, and he got a big fine for it. I remember that.
Yeah, I seen the video.
Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp agreed a 3-year extension worth up to $80 million. He deserves it.
Period.
But y'all tried to play him and act like he's not the best wide receiver in the league.
He's not.
Man. All right. Giants running back Saquon Barkley.
He was He was the best open wide receiver in the league. But anytime I see footage of people putting 3 men on you,
right,
at the line though,
right,
that lets me know you're that tough. Like you can't be guarded. Never seen that happen to Cooper.
Right.
Now Cooper's open and Cooper's not going to drop a ball, and Cooper is a lot more athletic than people give him credit for, which is why he can get, that break. But never seen 3 people line up in front of you to try to stop you yet.
Right.
Now when I see that and I see you work, I say he got it all the way.
It could be coming. Giants running back Saquon Barkley starting to get swagger back. Trust in knee. He's injury prone. I just don't. I mean, me personally.
I mean, I know what it feels like, but
yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. So Tom Brady has high expectations for Buccaneers. Hopeful Rob Gronkowski decides to return.
Rob is.
You think so?
Rob is Robin. That's Robin. It's like LeBron and D Wade.
Right.
LeBron don't even necessarily need you to play just when I need you to go in and do something.
Just help me out. Just
but I want you here with me.
Right. Hey, that's how we do. Pinky in the brain.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. We always try to join forces when we can. Shit.
But I think he's coming back. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, worth a shot. Minor kind of updates. Ravens hosting Jason Pierre-Paul on free agent visit. I believe we said he hadn't played in a while, so I don't know what he would really bring.
Yeah.
Falcons quarterback Felipe Franks getting reps at tight end. Never heard of him, but yeah.
He gonna have to because I think Mariota gonna get beat out. I think Desmond Ridder gonna beat Mariota out.
That's an interesting take.
I definitely do. I think you gonna see Ridder starting, maybe not out the first 3 games, but I think you're gonna see Ridder out there a lot in Atlanta.
Right.
But you got something else before I start this boxing?
And the only last thing I got is Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Supposedly stated Aaron Rodgers' looming retirement factored into his exit from Green Bay.
And I don't know how true that is, right? I think it definitely could have played a part, and it could have been a very important part. But I also think that the fact that they weren't adding any weapons was an issue as well. If you can recall, to all my shower heads and the ones that have listened, if you can pull up last year, I said this. I said next year you'll see Davante Adams with the Raiders. I said that. And the only reason, well, I guess I just proved myself wrong. Because I was about to say the only reason I said that is because Aaron Rodgers was unsure of himself. So I guess that is right. I guess that makes sense. That would have to play a part in it. But I also think they didn't help them out with any weapons. Davante and Aaron can't do it alone.
They cannot. I also think that, in my opinion, that Davante liked the idea of more of a long-term. It's better of a long-term deal as far as the quarterback-wide receiver relationship went. And Derek Carr being younger, in the years left, he would have potentially an Aaron Rodgers. And also the moves that the Raiders have been making were very, appealing. You know what I mean? So I think it wasn't a bad decision. Like, well, if I'm gonna do a fresh start, now's the time.
Right.
Why not with the guy you played with in college and again have great experience, chemistry with,
I mean, I knew it was coming, but I also got my crystal ball in my back pocket. Jaylen Brown still ain't hit that 7 for 8 yet, but he had the opportunity to in the 3rd game. But that's here nor there. We ain't here for that. We jumping into this boxing. First and foremost, congratulations to Devin the Dream Haney. He got the unanimous decision win over George Kambosos in that fight. And although I predicted a split decision win for him, it happened exactly like I said. I said if he pitches a 10-2 or anything above that, he won. And that's exactly what happened. He might have lost 1 round. 2 at the most.
Right.
So he pitched a 10-2. If you pitch a 10-2, there's no way they can really, rule against you if they want to continue being judges in sanctioning bodies.
Right.
So Devin Haney did do it. He is undisputed champion of the lightweight division, 135. He's the first since Pernell Whitaker did it back in 1983, 4. It was a while though.
Mm.
So congrats to him. He's now 28-0 with 15 KOs. George Kambosos is now 20-1 with 10 KOs. I figured it happened like that at the end of the day. Inoue had the rematch with Nonito Donaire on the 7th. It was Tuesday, I believe. He got the second round knockout. I didn't give a prediction on that. I just said I don't see any way Donaire could win that fight, and that's how that happened. I knew he was going to get knocked out, just didn't know how or when. The fact that he got it done in 2 is impressive. And then the Stephen Fulton Jr. fight. Congrats to Stephen Fulton Jr. He got the unanimous decision. He 21-8. Daniel Roman is now 29-4-1 with 10 KOs. I said 21-8. He's 21-0 with 8 KOs. I saw a fantasy fight of Nonito Donaire, or not Nonito Donaire, but Inoue and Stephen Fulton Jr. But Inoue would have to move up 2 weight classes. That would be about 8 pounds. And I thought that's crazy for him to move up 8 pounds to fight somebody. But then I thought Stephen Fulton Jr. doesn't really have power. And he's willing to swing. You can bait him into an exchange. And I don't care. They call him the monster for a reason. I don't care if he only fights at 118 and all that. That motherfucker there cracks. I think he's a Tank Davis. I think he'd knock somebody out. Do you know you're on mute?
Yeah, I forgot I hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I'm over here responding like, damn.
But yeah, nah. Tonight's fight is Edgar Berlanga, who's 19-0, 16 KOs. He's fighting Romer Alexis Angulo. He's 27-1 with 23 KOs, but he's also 38 years old. So the way I see this is Angulo is a paid punching bag. He's almost to be considered as a tune-up fight. He is a tune-up fight because Edgar Berlanga had a 16 fight first round KO streak. His past 3 fights have all gone distance. So I think he has lost his confidence, and by putting Angulo in front of him, they think that he has the opportunity of knocking him out to get his confidence back.
That makes sense.
I just think that Angulo won't go out like that. I don't think it'll be a clean knockout. I think it'll be a TKO. Angulo fought David Benavidez a year ago, and he got stopped in the 6th round, and that was a punching bag. David Benavidez was throwing everything he had at him. And if Edgar Berlanga couldn't get the past 3 out, that lets me know the only reason you got 16 first round knockouts in a row is because they was putting cab drivers in front of you. People that didn't have no business being in a ring.
Right.
So, I'm not going to say I'm still not a fan. I'm just saying if you don't knock Angulo out, if Edgar Berlanga does not knock Angulo out, he's a hype job in my opinion. I expect him to. I don't see any reason he couldn't knock him out. So if he does not knock this man out, I'm concerned for the rest of his career. That's how deep I think it is. But last and most importantly, I heard that they are close to finalized in the Errol Spence Terrence Crawford fight. Last I heard is they're expected that that's going to take place late October. And they settled on a 55-45 split, which makes sense to me. But that's the fight of the decade that's supposedly taking place in October. If this information is true, that may be the biggest and most important boxing information that's taken place in easily the past 10 years.
Damn.
10 is a stretch, but I agree with the statement.
Right.
But yeah, all I can say after all that is good luck to Edgar Berlanga. I am concerned though because he got dropped by Erickson Lubin in sparring, and we know that's 16-ounce gloves and headgear. Angulo packs a punch. Nigga, he got 23 KOs. That's a punch to be packed. He stands in one spot. He's a punching bag.
Right. Can't mess with him.
He has no footwork, so I see Edgar Berlanga getting him out easy. If he doesn't, I'm gonna be shocked. I really don't have nothing else. What you got?
Man, may the best man win. May the best man win in the Berlanga Angulo fight. I think I'm gonna go with Angulo. I don't know. I'm looking at this picture on ESPN.com and then too, and Angulo just looks like he's not here to play around.
Man, yeah. At one point, at some point, the nigga's 38 years old. Like, in fighting years, that's entirely too old. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah. I can't see it happening, but, you know, everybody entitled to theirs. Berlanga's a dog.
I'm going with the dark horse.
I mean, it would be a shock. And Angulo definitely has the power to KO somebody. And since we know that Berlanga's been dropped in sparring, we never know what could happen in a real fight. So that's up for debate. That would be something to bet on right there. That would be a fight to bet on if you felt that way, because I know them odds is crazy. But who's your hit the showers?
Hit the showers.
I know who mine is. Fuck it, I'll say mine. My hit the showers goes to ESPN for listing Teofimo Lopez as the undisputed champion, knowing that he did not have the WBC belt that Devin Haney had held, and he didn't want to fight him for it. The true undisputed champion is Devin the Dream Haney. Recognize that shit. They just didn't want to recognize that shit. ESPN.
I'm gonna give mine to I guess I'll go with damn, I had it and I lost it. I'm gonna go with Jack Del Rio, I guess, because it sounds like he said some insensitive shit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Recognize what they always say. Read the room.
But the room's the nation in this situation, and you can't read it. So you just, but hit the showers, motherfucker. I ain't saying shit.
Right. Hey, Only, like you said, remember we talked about it earlier, you can only trust and tell a few and certain people so much.
Listen.
Can't tell everybody. But yeah, hit the showers. We'll be back, Wednesday, 7:30. Like, subscribe, share.
All that. Troll. Tell a friend. Do whatever you feel. But yeah, we be back. Be good or be good at it, showerheads. We out this bitch. Fuck the bullshit.